Every night at 9:17 p.m., a stranger stood under my balcony crying silently, and until I realized he was crying for me. I never thought a single minute could change my life until 9:17 p.m. when I first noticed him standing across the street staring up at my balcony crying silently without a word. And every night after that, without fail, he was there. And at first I ignored him thinking maybe it was just a trick of the light or my imagination. But soon I realized he wasn't looking at the streetlights or the passing cars. He was looking at me, and something in the way he carried himself made my chest tighten, like he was carrying years of pain. I couldn't understand yet, and curiosity crawled into my thoughts until I could no longer ignore it. One night, I finally stepped out onto the balcony and whispered his name, and he looked up, like he'd been waiting for me for years, and said softly, "I promised someone I would come here," and I didn't understand at all because who could promise such a thing to a stranger? But his voice held truth, and it shook me to my core, and he said, "You don't remember me," and I knew it wasn't a trick or a lie. It was a truth I couldn't yet grasp, and every night after that, I couldn't stop thinking about him. The boy who cried silently because I had unknowingly saved his life without ever knowing. Then one night I did something reckless. I ran down the stairs and met him on the street, and finally we were standing face to face, and he told me a story of a boy who had been lost and afraid, and how every night he had listened to a girl talking to the stars from her balcony, and how her words had kept him alive one more day, one more night. And the realization that I had mattered to someone so completely that I didn't even know shook me like a storm, and tears slid down my cheeks as I realized the power of unnoticed acts of love and how fragile and invisible they can be, yet how life-changing. He told me that the boy had never forgotten me, even when the years passed and even when I didn't remember him, and I finally understood why he had cried for me every single night without explanation, why his presence had been so steady and constant, because he had carried a part of my soul that only existed when the world was asleep, and now he was here to remind me of it. And I didn't run, I didn't hide, I stayed, and slowly I realized I wanted to be here with him, as much as he had wanted to be with me all this time. The rain poured that night and soaked us to the bone, and we stood silently holding hands, finally letting ourselves be seen fully, and the world outside didn't matter, and the fear and the doubt melted away because we had survived everything to find this one impossible moment. And he whispered, "You saved me," and I whispered back, "I found you too," and in that instant I realized that love doesn't always appear on time. Sometimes it waits, it endures, it carries both hearts until they are ready to meet. And for the first time, I felt home not in a place but in someone. And I realized that life gives second chances in the quietest of ways in the form of strangers who carry your unseen impact. And if I had chosen fear, I would have missed him forever. But now I understood finally that showing up even when it scares you, even when the past is lost, even when the memory is gone, is the bravest form of love. And as the rain fell around us that night, I knew our story had only just begun.